Good evening, everybody. Once again, I'm back, and Gauri is going to be joining me. And today, we're going to be talking about meal planning. So, subject I think Gauri would be an expert on, and I think it would be an encouraging subject for everybody. So, let's just connect with Gauri. Thanks, everybody, for liking the previous video, seeing it, viewing it, sharing it. Thank you so much. It was a great help. Gauri has just joined in. She should be joining us. Hey, Gauri, finally you're there.
Hi Pratik, how are you?
I'm doing good. I think I have disturbed you very early in the morning today.
No, this is actually good time. This is a very good time. Yeah, so fresh and early.
I can see the the US holiday hangover on your face. I can see that glow.
Yeah,
Anyways,
lots of foods.
okay.
Yeah.
So now, great. Okay, we are going to talk about meal planning as I had told you.
Mm-hmm.
And if you could take over, talk to, give us a little insights about meal planning because this is somebody who had asked us, who had asked me, sent me a DM that please talk about meal planning, explain. So Gauri, it's all yours.
So perfect. So a lot of people when they think about meal planning think it's a really complicated process. And it shouldn't be. If the process is really complicated, then you possibly need a nutrition degree for it. Um, just about everybody can do meal planning for themselves. Moms do it all the time. They do it for the entire family. And it's basically, so I'm just going to give a few tips on how to do very simple planning for your meals, depending on what your goals are. And everybody has different goals, different needs, but based on your culture, your lifestyle, how you eat, your food preferences. A lot of people think twice before they add foods that they like, which is really weird to me because unless you're eating foods that you like, you're not going to get the results you want.
Hmm.
So I usually suggest is plan around these things. So your likes and dislikes, your culture, your eating habits, and your medical problems if you have any. Look at all that. Look at the bigger picture and then start breaking it down.
Hmm.
First things first, make it simple. Don't complicate.
Hmm.
It doesn't have to be rocket science. It can be very simple stuff. If you're looking at roti, sabzi, dal, rice, you know what it is, and all you have to plan around is the quantities possibly of how many people are eating and things like that. Um, if you're looking at different recipes, do your research ahead of time. So I usually allot weekends for recipe searching. So what am I gonna cook? Something exotic. So if I have a full week of regular food, and then on the weekend I want to cook something exotic, like I have this new thing of cooking Indonesian and Malayan and Thai food, and I'm on a ramen trip that I have to learn how to make ramen.
Hmm.
I plan for that. So
Hmm.
I plan my veggies, I plan my
So
buying, I
I
plan
would
everything.
I would just like to add this, guys. If you all are listening, you can see that Gauri is talking about exotic food. She's not talking about your usual have palak, have spinach, have ye, have wo.
even
Don't
that
get
even
yeah.
that
Hmm.
Pratik, I'll say it doesn't matter how exotic you get. Exotic, you have to plan a little extra. When
Hmm.
you're planning normal food, you
Hmm.
if you plan on a particular day for the rest of the week, it just makes it easier,
Hmm.
especially when you're buying things. If you're living alone, or you and your partner are living together, you know what to buy because you planned it, and then you can plan that meal. On Tuesday I'm going to have Tuesday dinner is going to be palak paneer and roti, or dal rice for Wednesday afternoon.
So
Plan it ahead.
what is the major essence of meal planning? What do you say? Is it the quantity or is it particularly a lot of people say it so much protein has to go into the food, then only it is another it's nourishing. so much carbs have to go. Certain people say carbs are bad, carbs are not good to eat at night. You have weird things going around the internet. You know that. And I'm somebody who eats carbs like crazy. I've lost weight eating carbs.
I think people are putting too much of effort thinking about carbs, protein, fat, and things like that. I'll be very honest. Food that you used to eat as a child, unless it was super, super unhealthy. Okay. If you were eating a home cooked meal, even once a week, remember that meal.
Hmm.
Okay. Even if it was a really exotic meal, remember that meal, because that meal, that home cooked meal was what it is. Every culture, every tradition has the right combinations for that specific area and that
Hmm.
specific population. So I'm never gonna say that if I'm in the US, if I'm gonna, I still eat like me, but I
Hmm.
eat different foods.
Hmm.
Okay, right now I'm in Disneyland of food right now. So I'm just having a great time. But
Hmm.
my portions are controlled because that's what I eat.
Hmm.
That's how much I eat. But
Hmm.
if you were looking at me going back to India, and when I go back to my house, I'm still eating my portioned meals.
Hmm.
Stop thinking overtly about carbs, protein, thing. Look at a balance. Okay. We think about components, we don't think about the overall picture. If
Hmm.
your plate looks nice and bright and colorful, you've got lots of veggies on it, you've got lots of dals and pulses, you've got say your chicken, meat, whatever it is, however you cook it in your region,
Hmm.
it basically comes down to the balance of that plate. If it looks balanced, it's good
See,
for you.
more than meal planning or anything, I think the basic problem that happens is that people try, these diet charts, this piece of paper that have been rotating. It started from one gym, and I think it just went on to all the gyms. And if you see, it's the same thing. It's just the same thing up and down, X and Y, and just, a few
Right,
things
right.
changed. Honestly, how much I have understood is you cannot come home and tell your mother or your wife that you have to make this for me specially. They're going to say there's six other people in this house. I can't make a special diet for you. Don't expect it. At least my weight loss has been, as we discussed, it's been around the food that is made in my house, around the food that is easily accessible,
So
around the food that I have been able to make myself. I
absolutely,
don't know how to switch on the
absolutely,
gas also. To be honest, I don't know
absolutely.
how to switch on the stove also. I can make excellent cheese sandwiches, peanut butter sandwiches, boiled eggs. Okay.
So, Pratik, when it comes to this, like when we're talking specifically about weight loss, or you're talking about a specific goal of your journey, health journey, it comes down to the simple thing: is if you are a part of a group or a household, your journey should be a part of that.
Hmm,
It should be a support system. That
hmm,
support system means including the food that is made in that
hmm,
household. Okay.
hmm.
That is what works for you because you are used to it.
Because there are many girls who I've been interacting off late in the gym and things like that. They're like, the problem, we live in a hostel, we have to stick to the hostel food. I said, that shouldn't be a problem for you. I said, whatever is there, you have to, go with that. I can understand with highly unhealthy or
Hmm. Hmm.
something like that. But if it's genuine, decent food you like, don't like, that's different. But it's genuine, decent food, somebody making it at home and serving you, if you're a PG, I don't think there's any harm in that. You
See,
can't
if you
keep blaming your
No,
fitness because
okay.
of the
There are
food.
I'm gonna say there are some places, yes, where the food provided is like really oily, or it's the same old thing over and over again.
Hmm,
And as a human being, we want variety, we want change, and
hmm,
that's what we have to do, and that's what the meal planning requires: is the change, the variety, mixing it up. Um, when you're in a PG situation or a bachelor situation, I think the primary thing that we have to remember is you have the tool as a like I have the tool to be able to take care of myself. Why can't I utilize that tool? So simple things like, even if you don't have a fridge or a cooling compliance, um, having things like fruits
hmm. I was
readily
coming to
available
that.
to
Hmm,
you, having things like raw veggies like
hmm.
cucumber, carrots,
Carrots.
tomatoes, It's just simple stuff are readily available to you. It takes a few pennies just to go out, maybe on your way to work or back from work, or
See,
your local vendor.
correct. Because now when I go back to, when I rethink and I say, okay, the way I was living in Bangalore, honestly, if I would have got enlightened, I should say, if I would have got enlightened that time, things would have been much better because fruits were very much available. They're right outside where I was there. And it's not that I still order from Swiggy and Zomato online like crazy. I think in my apartment, I must be the only person who orders on a regular basis. But I know what to order. There are wheat paranthas today available, okay, which
Yeah.
come with less oil. I have seen that myself. You have enough grills and tandooris and things like that. So it's not that, you don't have options. There are enough
Mhm.
type of options available. It's for people, I'm saying, specifically who are living outside. Boiled eggs, things like that. As you said, vegetable sandwich, this thing, veggies you get to eat. There's so much.
Like when you go out, so if you're going out and like I love street food, so when you're looking at street food and there are particular ways in which they make that, say let's take an example of a simple dosa. Okay, when they're making a dosa, the amount of oil and stuff that goes into that crispness of that dosa, that particular dish, that's not going to sustain you. That is not going to be able to be had every single day. That doesn't work that way. So you need to make better choices on a overall basis rather than just that one narrow niche. So that's why planning
Idlis.
idlis are a better option. But a lot of you are like, oh, idlis, who's going to eat idlis? And
But
everybody
still, I'm
wants
just
that
saying,
mouth feel of that fat and the ghee and the oil and all that.
the oil and all that, but yeah, still, there are healthier options available.
Exactly. The point is that there are healthier options available, even
And it's
on
not.
any regular menu. If you just scout through it and you just make specific choices that are lower in oil or better cooking methods, it just gives you a better outcome. And you can use that over a period of
And
time to attain your goal.
I remember I was spinning pizzas, if you remember, a while
Oh,
back.
yes.
You remember we had the diet pizza that we did, and which I
Oh,
discussed
gosh.
with you, and you said this is a whole good meal because we made that out of, I don't know what products, what things. I forgot the recipes, but that actually got rated as a healthy snack. That made me come in the Hindu, I remember. I actually came and
Wow.
gave out an interview for that. So there are options available. It's for us to choose, it's for us to search, it's for us to research. Okay, now before
See,
we end it, you're
again,
saying
before
finish.
you end it, if you're doing a research, okay, remember there is opinion out there. Okay, look for facts that
Hmm.
fit well in your purview.
Hmm.
Don't look for opinion that fits in your purview, because opinion is a part of perception. You will like it or not like it, and blah, like that. But what I say is look for facts. This is what it is. This is a recipe. This many. If the recipe gives you a breakdown, the caloric breakdown and all that, great. Use that for your advantage. It's basic. Some of it's very basic math. If you don't know, ask. Please
If
ask
you
the
have,
question.
exactly, if you have any more DMs and people, if you have any more queries, questions, or topic like this for suggested meal planning, please do tell us. And since we're saying this is a daily meal planning, you're very much allowed to eat that oily chana bhatura once a week or whenever you feel like in usual quantities. Or my favorite, my butter chicken.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah.
I think whoever is watching me who knows, they know my love for butter chicken and my biryani. So don't hesitate. Okay, good food comes. I always say my motto is, God, I will be good till you keep giving me food. It's actually stolen from
Exactly.
somebody very famous, but I'm not going to mention that person's name. So, anyways, ending it. I want one query within seconds. You have to answer this. Potato is very unhealthy. You'll put on weight. Aloo khaoge, aloo ban jaoge. This is what has been told to everybody. But guys, I have my staple diet has been potato. Please, Gauri, enlighten people quickly. You don't have much time. The golden bridge
I
is
want
waiting
to
for
eat
you.
potato every day. Can I do that? Yes, that's what that was the answer, the conversation between us. Potatoes are a brilliant source of complex carbohydrate. They are really good. Uh, Again, it all comes down to portion size. It is not about necessarily about just the food. It's about the
Okay.
quantity.
Before we end it or something like that, it is how you prepare the potato. If you're
If you're
going to
gonna
deep
have
fry it,
fries
it is
every
going to
day,
be
it's not gonna work. Yeah.
okay. If you're gonna roast it, make it in a proper manner. Like my mom, poor thing, has to roast the potato. She knows my son that only eat potatoes for lunch. She knows that, so she roasts potatoes. We had an argument yesterday. She's like, I'm sick of making potatoes, and you only eat potatoes. I'm like, I'm happy with it. What? She's like, how can you eat it daily? I'm like, you make it so well. We will convince her someday to share our recipes. It will do
We
good
will.
for
We
people.
will.
We will have a session with her hopefully someday. So, anyways, Gauri, I think the Golden Bridge is waiting for you today. Golden Bridge is there, right?
Burgundy Bridge. Yes, yes. That's where I'm going today.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I remember Full House, Full House. When you say San Francisco, Full House comes, the Tanners.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Oh, that takes me to childhood. Anyway, this has been another brilliant session. Gauri, thanks so much. Thank you for your
You're welcome.
time. I think we would connect next Monday if somebody has a topic. Otherwise, I will have many queries as usual, which we can
Sure.
solve. All
Sure.
right?
All right. Take
Take,
care.
take
Bye,
care.
Pratik.
Bye.